Hey guys, Dr. J here. In the last episode we finally managed to find Dr. Steinman and get his emergency access key. Because of it, we were able to lift the lockdown and use the bathysphere to reach Neptune's bounty. We also met Tenenbaum, who asked us to help her save the little sisters who were the source of most of the Adam in Rapture. And finally, we even managed to beat the Big Daddy, the toughest enemies in the game and the protectors of the little sisters. Now that we're all caught up, let's see what awaits us in Neptune's bounty.
Okay, we've reached Neptune's bounty. Now let's see what we'll find here. Nothing around the bathysphere.
Now you've had the pleasure of Andrew Ryan's company. He's the one who built this place, and he's the one who ran it into the ground. Nobody knows exactly what happened. Maybe he went mad. Maybe the power got to him. Maybe he just decided he didn't like people. Whichever way you slice it, good men died. My family's in a submarine hidden in the foundation of Fontaine Fisheries. I'll meet you there.
So our first goal is gonna be Fontaine Fisheries. I'm guessing it won't be a straightforward trip there. Well now, this didn't look like any splicer we've encountered yet. What's on that edge there? Wow, that's quite a lot of electric bugs. We often come across items we can't reach without telekinesis, which makes this plasmid even more indispensable. Great, a Big Daddy right off the bat. Let's see if we can find anything we can use to take him down. Those old drums will simply not cut it by themselves. The turret definitely helps though. We can use it to draw aggro from the Big Daddy while we throw the drums at him. Unfortunately, he's the ranged type, the so-called Rosie. If he was a bouncer, the turret could have taken him down all by itself, since he wouldn't be able to reach it. I guess we'll need to use the ramp to get back on the platform. He's also getting shot by the other splicers, so that helps as well. And we even got a nitro splicer in the mix. Let's start things off with a gas canister and then continue with the drums. Hopefully the turret will last long enough to get him down to manageable health. The railings on the platform make it very difficult to throw stuff at him, so I'll need to go down the ramp a bit so as to not waste any of the explosives. Right now I'm just waiting for the splicers to soften him up a bit before joining in. Seems like they've stopped attacking him, so let's get started. I just want him to walk a bit farther away from us so we don't get caught in the explosion. And of course I missed. Well, at least they didn't explode, so we can try again. Okay, that's good. Now the drums. Looks like I pulled aggro. I'm not sure if I hit him with this one. The turret hasn't taken the aggro yet, which is not necessarily a bad thing since the platform will block most of his shots anyway. And just as I said that, he managed to hit the drum I was holding. Time for the shotgun. We'll be using up quite a bit of first aid kits in this fight. The roses can also throw mines. When activated, they have a red circle around them, which indicates the range of their proximity sensors. In a crowded space, they can be quite annoying to deal with. Just a bit more, and we're done. Now let's just finish off the last remaining splicers. We've lost a few first aid kits, but it really wasn't as bad as I thought it would. Let's rescue the little sister and grab that tonic that's laying on the ground nearby.
You have shown kindness to my little one, but are you really a friend to us? Regardless, the little one brings you a gift to demonstrate our appreciation.
Medical expert is not a bad tonic. However, since we don't have any health upgrades yet, it's debatable whether it's better than the Hacker's Delight, and it's definitely worse than Evelyn. It looks like there are quite a lot of splicers left. I assumed most of them died in the fight against the Big Daddy. Maybe we've had some new spawns. Regardless, we need to deal with them first before exploring the rest of this place. And where did that nitro splicer come from? There he is, sneaky bastard. I'm going for a headshot. Good. Well, now we're getting kind of low on first aid kits. We're still fine though. As long as we're careful, I'm sure we can find a couple of first aid kits in this room. And there's another turret here. That's actually quite good. If worst comes to worst, we can always lure the splicers near the turret. And there's an audio lock here as well.
We're putting all the bathyspheres in lockdown until further notice. Ryan had us install some kind of genetic device into the thing, so only Ryan and his inner circle will be able to use them without dispensation. But the boys tell me the keys are pretty unreliable. Sisters, cousins, anybody in the ballpark genetically will be able to come and go if they see fit.
Well, we can use the bathyspheres. I guess we're quite lucky to be in the ballpark genetically. What are the odds? Here's another nitro splicer. Let's deal with him. There are no other splicers around, so placing him in a loop with the telekinesis is quite easy. One more grenade should do it. Oh, he decided to take us with him. Well, that works as well. It saves us a bit of Eve. Now let's see what the turret is shooting at. Another nitro splicer? How many are there? We'll just quickly kill him with the usual strat. Now let's finish him off with a shotgun. We've finally cleared this place. Let's loot the bodies and continue towards Fountain Fisheries. There's a pistol there. Anything else left to loot? A first aid kit, good. And another one. As I hoped, we were able to replenish our first aid kits. We're still not in perfect shape, but we can handle another big fight now. Since we have so much machine gun ammo, I'll use this weapon for a while. This is the Gatherer's Garden Jingo. It's where we'll find our gift from the Little Sisters once we've saved enough of them. The rocket turrets are really difficult to deal with if they spot you first. The rockets themselves are homing, so it's almost impossible to dodge them. But they're also incredibly useful once we hack them. They do great damage even to Big Daddies. Be careful though, since they'll still shoot one last time at the enemies even after they die. And you can get hurt from the splash damage. As you can see, the further we progress, the more difficult it will be to hack the machines. Eventually, we'll reach a point where we have to use hacking tonics. Now that we've hacked it, we can just run away and leave the turrets to deal with the leadhead splicer. Where do these guys keep coming from? On the bright side, it seems I've forgotten that the first little sister we save in the scripted sequence counts towards receiving the gift, so we'll get our first one right now. We've also unlocked a few achievements, but most of them are because I did not properly reset them before starting the run. Anyways, I want to buy a couple of plasmid slots now. I'll also slot the incinerate plasmids. We don't really need it right now, but why not have it ready? And this is perhaps the second most useful plasmid in the game. Hypnotize Big Daddy. It works exactly like it sounds. If you throw a liquid balloon, I guess, at a Big Daddy, he'll start following you and protecting you. Unfortunately, the moment you use it on a Big Daddy, his little sister will run away. So we'll have to get a little creative if we want to rescue the little sisters. In levels where there is more than one Big Daddy spawn point, we can hypnotize a Big Daddy, lead him to another one, and let them duke it out. Regardless of who wins, it will be easy to then rescue the little sister. Okay, let's hack the vending machine and buy a couple of first aid kits, as we're running quite low on them. My strategy for hacking is to first flip the tiles connecting the inputs to the outputs, and then, if there aren't enough useful pipe parts, start flipping the rest of the tiles. This time at least, I'm not hacking just to satisfy my OCD, since we do need to buy stuff from this vending machine. Now let's check the splicers killed by the rocket turret for loot. I guess this was the only one. Well, it's finally time to enter Fontaine Fisheries. Let's see why Atlas wanted us to go there. Rose petals? I didn't know it was St. Valentine's. Anybody home? Hi there.
Atlas radio on ahead. Says you're looking for an invite to the fisheries. Nuts, I say. But if your head's up to the Wharf Master's office and find old Peach on research camera, maybe I could manage an invite. Well, what was that? My friend, you are fucked.
Well, that was encouraging. Damn, I'm not doing any damage. I guess we are fucked. Great, having a huge health pool was not enough. You can also climb on the ceiling and throw hooks at us. So how are we supposed to win in this fight? Peach mate, you're a lifesaver. Like, literally. We would never have been able to kill the splicer without the security bot. Okay, now we just need to dodge the attacks and let the bot kill her. Or at least drive her off.
You'll find something to keep you alive. Now, go get that camera and then snapshots of progress on the ceiling. Then I'll let you into the fisheries. Just remember, silly friend, I'll snub an ounce of Fontaine on you, and I'll have you in a box. Atlas gives you a voucher, but I ain't turning my eye just on his say-so.
Grown man jumping at ghosts. Fontaine's dead, and everybody knows it. In the ground for months, and half the place still jumping at his shadow. Christ, even Ryan. You never mind all that. We got work to do. Seems like old Peach knows where to find a research camera. He seems a decent enough sort. No doubt he'll wait until after you've done his errands to stick a shiv in your mouth.
Yep, I'm sure nobody here will think of double-crossing us. But at least we have Atlas on our side. I don't trust anybody else. Right, let's wait for that last splicer to die and then check what's below the fisheries, before moving on to find that research camera. So, Fontaine's dead. And I'm guessing he was the owner of Fontaine Fisheries. I wonder what kind of a guy he was to make even Andrew Ryan scared. There really are a lot of nitro splicer spawns in this level. Actually, before checking below the fisheries, let's go and see if the Big Daddy didn't respawn. There are a few gas canisters here we can use to kill him and rescue another little sister. Seriously? Another nitro splicer? Do they have a nest here or something? It's actually a good thing they are spawning so often in this level, since once we get the camera, we won't have to worry about finding enough to fully research them. And he suicided again. Let's kill the leadhead splicer and go check for the Big Daddy. Seems we've already killed him. No Big Daddy spawn though. Well, that was a waste of time. Or perhaps not. Okay, let's wait for him to cook his little sister now. Sounds like our turret has engaged the splicer. While we're waiting for the Big Daddy, let's kill a splicer or two. That's one? I guess he was the only one that respawned. Oh yeah, Pitch Wilkins gave us a grenade launcher. I don't really like using it. It doesn't do that much damage and it's quite clunky. It may help in a pinch against the Big Daddy though. Okay, he's now calling the little sister. They usually wait in the vents until they get a Big Daddy to protect them. There she is. Great, now we just need to lure him to the Gatherer's Garden and start throwing gas canisters at him. We also have the rocket turret as a last resort. Okay, we got his attention. Oh, that was the perfect time to get stuck at geometry. Thankfully, the Big Daddy wasn't able to catch up to us before we got freed. Okay, the canisters and drums are behind the Gatherer's Garden, so let's start placing them in a more convenient place. Again, I won't try to necessarily set up a huge explosion that will outright kill him, but I want to easily be able to pick them up and throw them at him as fast as possible. And that's all the explosives we have available here. Now we can only wait for him to catch up. Though it seems he needs a bit more incentive. Why is he still stuck there? Come on dude, stop wasting time! Finally! Come on! Hopefully we won't get stuck at geometry again. Thank God. Looks like if we just jump above the threshold, we're fine. The Big Daddy is still not following us though. I don't get what's the problem. Usually they're much more cooperative. Okay, that's better. Just a little further. It almost looks like he knows there's a trap waiting for him. Come on! And now he's going back. Seriously? That's right, just a bit further. And that's why I don't like aiming for a huge explosion. Well, that went reasonably okay. I knew they wouldn't be enough anyway. We only had 2 gas canisters. The old drums do significantly less damage. Anyway, we can now leave it to the rocket turrets to finish him off. Actually, I think we need to give the turret a hand. We'll be in a pretty bad position if he manages to kill it. There we go. Let's rescue the little sister and finally make our way below the fisheries. So that's little sister number 4. Just one more left in this level. Now we need to go all the way down these stairs and then down the ones left of the vending machine. Actually, let's buy a few Eve hypos first. And I forgot to loot the Big Daddy's rivet gun. This early in the game, there's rarely something in it, but it won't take too long to check it out. Yep, empty. Let's continue. If we go down these stairs, we'll end up at where we electrocuted the few splicers a while back. It's very nice of the devs to make items glimmer. Otherwise, it would often be almost completely impossible to see them. Another door locked with a code. Again, the code will be somewhere in this level, but it's easy to hack it anyway. And here's another audio diary.
Mr. Ryan asked me personally to make this clear to you. You give us Fontaine, and this whole filthy ring of his, and you'll be knocking back pints up at the Fighting McDonough's. But if you prefer to play the mule, we'll treat you like a mule. Give him a taste, Patrick.
Damn, this Fontaine must be a real scary guy. His men are more afraid of him than being tortured to death. We're done here and can now continue to Wharfmaster's office. I do want to try to hypnotize the Big Daddy if we get another spawn though, so I can bring him as a bodyguard. No spawns yet? Nope, he hasn't spawned. Let's try exiting the level and going back to the medical pavilion. This should cause him to respawn. Looks like we will need to jump on this sign in order to reach the bathysphere. Platforming is pretty annoying in an FPS game, unless it's something like Mirror's Edge, of course. Though to be fair, that wasn't really platforming. We always get a warning like that when we try to leave a level before rescuing all the little sisters. That doesn't mean we can't go back to rescue them. The game simply tells you how important it is to do so. And now we just turn around and go back to Neptune's bounty. Okay, the Big Daddy should have now spawned at his usual spot. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about the gene bank. This is a place where you can change your plasmids and tonics loadout. All of the ones you've unlocked will be there for you to pick and choose. He's still not here. Oh well, it's not the end of the world if we can't find one right now. Let's just move on. Oh, there's one. Lady Luck's still on our side. Now we have nothing to worry about for quite a while. The effect of the hypnotized plasmid wears off after some time, but as long as you don't damage the Big Daddy yourself, you can just reapply the plasmid as often as you want. As usual, let's thoroughly explore every new room we come across. By the way, the Big Daddy's pathfinding is a little bit better than the bots, but still, you have to be careful with him. We can't just use the Big Daddy as cover when splicers attack us. He'll retaliate if he gets hit. It was a good idea to hide in that corner. I didn't see him before it was too late. Not that it helped him, but still, he made us use up a first aid kit. Anyways, let's try going down here. There's some ammo here. Nice, another audio diary. And some supplies on the left.
Something must be done about Fontaine. While I was buying buildings and fish futures, he was cornering the market on genotypes and nucleotide sequences. Rapture is transforming before my eyes. The great chain is pulling away from me. Perhaps it's time to give it a tug.
It kinda looks like a big part of the reason Rapture is in such a condition right now is due to the conflict between Ryan and Fontaine. Also, keep in mind that certain actions can cause new splicers to spawn. I'm not sure if it was because we picked up the audio diary or because we went below the floor in this case. Regardless, this will happen somewhat frequently, so we must always be on our toes. Okay, I think we're done with this hallway. Let's move on. Another first aid station to destroy. And there doesn't seem to be anything else here. There's a few mines on the floor. Those can be used with the grenade launcher. Great, another Big Daddy. We can use ours to easily kill the one protecting the little sister. She's the last one we need to free on this level. There's also a couple of leadhead splicers with him. I'll give our Big Daddy a hand since I've got plenty of shotgun ammo and want to try to keep him as healthy as possible. We still need him to keep protecting us for a while longer. And even more splicers have spawned, taking quite a bit of damage. As you can see, his helmet has turned yellow. This means the effect of the plasmid has worn off. We don't need to refresh it right now, since he's still aggroed on the other one. But since the fight was nearly over, we are not really losing too much EVE by using the plasmids a bit earlier.
Well, this is it for today's episode. Thank you for spending your time with me, and if you have enjoyed it, please consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel. It will really help me a lot. Also, if you have any comments or suggestions, I would love to hear from you. Take care, and until next time.